Hello, and welcome to the Church of Fuck You. I'm St. Patrick. Well, church, this is my old man rant. This is my get off my lawn, you punk kids rant. Okay, and I had to sit up for this one. All right, because I remember back in the day, and I'm not even that old, but I remember back in the day. Like, I remember a time where manners were actually something that was valued and something that was important. I remember a time where saying please and thank you was a critical part of living in a normal society. If you didn't say it, somebody nudged you, even strangers nudged you to say, hey, make sure you say thank you, or make sure you say please, or something. I mean, me and my kids, we went to a restaurant, sat down and had a nice little dinner. We get up to leave, and the waitress is like, oh my gosh, I wish everybody was as nice and polite as you guys are. And to me, it's like, for her to go out her way to say that means that she gets some real assholes in there. And that shouldn't be normal. It shouldn't be normal for, your whole workday, all you get are assholes. And the one people to come in and say please and thank you, all of a sudden they're just like the highlight of your day. That's an issue. Okay, I remember when manners were important. I remember when I remember a time when we let our children be children, when we let our children fail, we let our children fall. I mean, my goodness, you can't even allow your child to walk around a block without somebody calling the cops for child neglect. What the fuck happened? Like, what is going on? I remember a time where children were allowed to be children. They were allowed to, partake in things. They were allowed to be free and do children shit, do child shit. Like, what happened? I'm not that old to have to go through all this. But again, I remember these times. I remember times when, children were, they were bullied in school. And obviously no one wants to be bullied, but the bullying taught you how to deal with life. The bullying taught you how to deal with assholes. The bullying taught you how to stand up for yourself. Now we have kids who can't even deal with anything. Okay, we have, I got bullied in elementary, so I can, it helped me deal with life. You get bullied in middle school, you get bullied in high school. Now we have kids in college who can't even, take a one or two words that trigger them, and all of a sudden they're just broke down for a week. I remember a time where you actually respected other people's opinions, where someone is allowed to have a difference of opinion. And respecting other people's opinion, if they differ from yours, was not only, something, that was, I guess, praised, it was actually required to live in a normal society. Now you don't have to respect someone's opinion if they differ from yours, because you feel like you're right and you can just say whatever you want to say. And anyone who disagrees with you obviously is either a ism or a ick or whatever, homophobic, racist, or whatever, however they want to call it. Again, respecting other people's opinions, people having the right to have a different opinion, and that opinion being heard. You don't have to agree with it, but they should have the right to say it. I remember a time where you were allowed to hate things. And again, let me explain this one, because this one really pisses me off. I remember a time where you can actually hate a movie because the movie sucked. I remember a time you can hate a TV show because the TV show sucked. I remember a time where, if you read a book or if you hear somebody talking, you can just, they suck. Okay, I can hate that person. I can hate what they're saying. Not that person, but I can hate what they're saying. I can hate this show. I'm not watching it anymore. I hate it. Now you can't hate things anymore, because if you hate something, it's not because the show sucked or because the movie sucked. It's because, there was a woman in the show and you didn't like the woman and now you're a sexist. Or there was a homosexual guy in the show and you don't like homosexuals because you're homophobic. No, sometimes I just don't like things. Sometimes people just don't like things. It's not their cup of tea. And piggybacking off that, I remember a time where everyone didn't get offended about every fucking thing. I remember a time where if you watched something on TV, you didn't like it, you just, guess what, turned the shit off. Or you turned to another channel because you didn't have to watch it. Now, you're not even allowed to have, again, your own opinion on a TV show or create a show that doesn't cater to everyone and is non-offensive to anyone, or is, that is non-offensive to everyone. Or your show has to get taken off the air because you said something offensive. And I'm offended. And I remember a time where people didn't go out their way to be offended. Where people actually, had the common sense to say, okay, this guy is saying something I don't agree with. I don't like it. I'm just going to turn it off and go on about my life. No, now everyone lives to be offended. Everyone lives to be offended by something someone said, or something someone put on TV, or something someone wrote on a tweet, or a blog, or whatever. And everyone, as soon as that person's offended, then everyone gets offended because that person's offended, and now the whole fucking world is offended by something someone did. You know what? Again, I remember a time where simply if you were offended, or if you did not like something, you turned it off. Done. Case closed. No more, nothing else. You're not offended anymore. You're moving on with life. I remember a time, and I'm not going to try to go on a super rant here, but I remember a time where the actual media reported news. Not opinion, not, made up shit, not speculation, but actual news. News that was important to people living in that area or in the country. Doesn't happen anymore. I remember a time where journalists actually went out and uncovered stories and did homework and did everything. Now that shit doesn't happen. All their sources is either Facebook, Twitter, or anonymous sources who can never be verified. And when shit goes belly up or the story actually turns out to be false, they just move on. Nothing happened. Again, I remember a time where, people were held to actual standards in the media and say, hey, if you got a story wrong, then you're out, not you're promoted or given an award. And finally, I remember a time where everything wasn't so goddamn political. I don't know what happened in the last 5 years, 10 years, whatever it is. But I remember a time where everything wasn't political. I remember a time where I could log on to, the very few times I do, log on to Facebook, and I'll see, people, what they ate, and, where they went, and, what movie they saw, or, a funny video. But now, all of my feed, and I'm sure on all of everyone's feed, is all politics, whether for or against one person or another. The shit has got to stop. I'm sorry, I should be able to log onto Facebook or, go onto the internet for a second without having been bombarded by some useless ass political nonsense. Okay? I don't give a fuck what coat somebody was wearing, what shoes somebody was wearing. I just don't fucking care. I don't care how many scoops of ice cream someone had. I don't care, whose child did what, but I just don't fucking care, okay? Everything doesn't have to be political. I shouldn't, again, I remember a time where I could sit down and watch a sporting event without having to worry about the politics of what the fuck I'm watching. All right? Yes, there are causes out here. But when I turn on a game, I don't want to hear about your fucking cause. I want to see, points scored or whatever the case may be. I want to see a good game. Stop making everything so fucking political. Again, I am not that old, but we have come extremely far from when I was growing up. And I just don't understand it. I just don't fucking get it. So, for all you people in this list that are doing this shit, get off my lawn! Alright, man, that's it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. This is St. Patrick. I'm out.